of that shortly.
Okay.
Who's that? What knows? Come on.
Through here.
So the guy you're hearing on the other side of the door is Ivan Slavenko. He's kind of runs the prison here.
I strongly recommend you stop this. We have no way of knowing how your mind is going to react. Fuse needs to be tested.
All right. Excuse me. Slip in here.
The patience for your tests. Another injection.
Cool. And if you guys want the volume on the game to be louder, just let me know. Want to keep it kind of low because during the firefights that may happen later. I don't know. We don't want to blast out your ears. Oh, that's pretty. So we're underwater.
Yes. So the team just discovered that not only are they in a secret Raven bunker, but they're in one of the underwater ones, which will make escaping a little more difficult.
Nice. Hey, a fish shadow.
Yes.
Nice.
Help me with this.
All right, give me a hand here.
All right, for those of you at home, I'm going to bump up the sound a little bit
We're okay. Leave
because you're saying you can't hear the actors well, and we have some fantastic voice actors, so that's importante. All right.
Come on.
So one of those men in front of us is Luther Devereaux, actually Agent Naya Devereaux's father, who is a high-ranking Raven captain.
She has father issues, perhaps?
Perhaps. Now you'll notice I don't have any guns right now, so I will murder him and take his.
Ouch.
Got him.
Life is precious, but so are my bullets.
So you can see here, it's definitely not a stealth game, but we have elements as you go through where you can kind of, initiate combat. You can get through a few sections playing fully stealthy, but for the most part, it's, initiating combat, getting a few takedowns, getting too close to a guy and needing to take him down without bullets. We've got just a huge variety of takedowns. All the characters have some of their own custom ones, and they're all pretty brutal, pretty fun, and it's just kind of fun to see them all happening. It's just really satisfying, but it also gives you the ability to stealth through some things, but also get into position, get a couple of easy kills out to make your job easier when you actually have to start shooting. So takedowns are definitely a lot of fun, and they're a lot of fun to coordinate with your friends on in various circumstances.
Right.
So now I've got a one-handed and two-handed weapon.
Ouch. She really likes the neck snap.
Yeah,
That is
it's a hobby of
of
hers.
choice.
Because he hates necks.
Boom. Also apparently heads.
Target down.
Who are those yellow guys?
They are Raven scientists who are working on keeping everything functional in this underwater lair.
Yeah, and they're running, obviously.
Yes.
I would, yeah. You're the one guy that was singular. Is like, that good choice. I would love it.
So you can see as Mark gets kills, there's points that are popping up above the enemy's heads, and those are basically your XP that you're getting. And you get more XP depending on what you're doing for skill shots, for using your Xenotech weapons. But in addition to that, we have somewhere upwards of 60 different combinations of things that you can do by combining the various Xenotech weapons, which not only are more efficient at killing people and a lot of fun to find, but also give you more XP faster. So you can actually level up faster by cooperating with your friends, and by getting kills that are a little more complicated, but working together actually is beneficial to you because you will level up faster, not just get through things easier.
Hey, what are these little guys running towards you?
These are Seekers.
Okay.
They are search and destroy drones.
What happens if they hug you?
Bad things.
Okay. That makes sense.
They're basically walking grenades. They try and get up to you and blow up in your face, so you have to kind of scramble to get them all down.
They're also able to leap cover, so you must deal with them pretty quickly.
Nice.
And look, there's some use crits.
I want to know where the gold at. There it is.
Yeah, so one other thing you'll find scattered throughout the game, you'll find gold bars everywhere. You can use those to buy team perks.
Yes.
Which our team perk system is something that you can use to basically assign one team perk per agent, and that applies to the entire team as a kind of passive bonus. And so you can kind of get those as Mark looks at the team perk screen. You find money, you can get them, you can equip them per character. You can also upgrade them by spending more money on them. So you earn a little bit of money in campaign. We also have the echelon mode where you earn a lot more money and can kind of go through and continue to buy and upgrade your perks.
Yes.
Nice.
And we have a skill tree where we can spend our XP in order to upgrade various weapons and abilities.
That looks like a weird tree.
It's a little bit of a side flow graph as opposed to the up-down ones. But yeah, every character's got 35 different skills that they can unlock. Some of them are, everything from offense, defense, regular weapons, xenotech weapons, new abilities, co-op abilities, health, everything else. So, you can really kind of guide where you're going, and you're not going to level up entirely through one playthrough. So your choices are really going to matter in, impacting how you're able to kind of get through the game and how functional your character is going to be.
Right, and I see a little bit of platforming here.
Yeah.
Is that a focus at all?
We definitely, it's kind of one of our things that we use to really break stuff up. It gives you the opportunity to kind of, see things from a different light, give some good dialogue, give you something else to do. We've got a couple cool vistas that you get to climb on, and it's for pacing, it's for, a little bit of fun, a little bit of breather. We've got really intense combat that we use to, the climbing is kind of
It also helps in combat, being able to find shortcuts to vantage points, and you can even fight off of climbs.
Yeah, awesome. It's definitely something you can use for flanking. It's an ability that you don't get in a lot of shooters to really kind of use the entirety of the map like you'd want to, rather than you don't always have to run up the stairs.
So here we've discovered where they've been keeping our xenotech weapons, so now it's a matter of infiltrating in and getting them back.
Okay. That seems like a good idea.
Hold position. We got a hostile. So what are you waiting for? Well, I was gonna let the man...
The most vulnerable position to be in. You should also probably get that fixed. Oh man. That's just... It's unfortunate.
Shut
See
up.
that happen.
That's just cold. I said shut up.
You're not taking a leak. We got some work to do.
Someone says they love Jacob's boots.
Yes,
Jacob
they're
also loves his
amazing
boots.
boots.
I love them as well.
Man's got style.
They do. Plus 57 style is actually the official stat on that. So they're keeping him here. All right. Someone said, "Wait, he wasn't finished."
We must be too
That's
far in
okay.
the water.
The hell with Burgess. He's the reason we're down here in the first place.
Let's just focus on getting out of here. We sweep the place floor by floor.
Do a quick
until we find
rundown
those
of like
shovels.
what each of their weapons is. Like, what is Jacob?
Well, right now, Jacob Kimball's holding the arc shot, which fires fuse combined with liquid mercury
Stand back.
to
We're
form
gonna see if I
burning
can overload
hot
that turret.
bolts that are able to actually arc between enemies.
Okay.
It also has a trap function that you can upgrade to, where you're able to detonate the bolts later on.
Oh, so if I like shot the ground and let it wait there, maybe enemies were running towards me, I could activate it then, and it would
Yes.
trap. Okay.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of strategies. He'll pin guys, he'll send guys flying back, set them on fire in the process, and yeah, he's got an alternate ability of traps where you can basically use it to fire into the ground and then explode out and stream hot metal into your enemies and melt them.
All right.
You can use it to get around cover, get around corners, get around shields, just all kinds of different things that it really makes him able to get attacks into places that a lot of the other characters can't. In addition, it's got a scope, so it makes him a really good sniper character from long range.
Okay. So Jacob is my character of choice. I like to keep a distance.
So I can see I just fired off the trap behind him.
And you actually set it on the wall and then
Yeah.
set it in the back? Okay.
Which is great with shielded enemies, because you can actually trick them into walking over the arc shot.
Right. And what are those names? Like I see Molten, sometimes I see something different. Like
So depending on how you kill enemies, you get a different amount of XP and a different name for each kill. So for instance, if you wind up combining like Naya's warp rifle with shots from the arc shot, you will get a special type of kill that is worth more XP.
Oh, nice. So you always want to be shooting for those combos.
Yeah, so using the combos isn't only making the game easier for you, but it's making you level up faster. So shooting through Dalton's shield gives you more experience.
So see, Dalton is protecting me from the snipers with his mag shield.
Right. Oh,
I'm actually I'm at. And Izzy has dropped the wheel beacon.
Yeah, unfortunately. So Izzy has the shatter gun, and her secondary ability is to drop heal beacons. And so
I have just leapt, by the way, to Naya Devereaux using her warp rifle, which is able to overload people with antimatter and create miniature black holes inside people.
It looks like you're invisible right now.
Yes. The other thing she's able to do is actually cloak.
Okay. So no enemies will see you in this state.
Right. So one of the nice things about the warp rifle is that, as you can see, as you paint people with the antimatter, you're able to actually chain the black holes. So you can actually set off chain reactions of people getting ripped apart.
So if you're another aspect to the points as well, going back to that, is that it's not always just about kill stealing. You get points for assists for helping each other out as well.
Yeah.
So if you go through and Jacob hits a guy with the arc shot, and then you finish him off with a warp shot, not only do you get points for the kill, but Jacob will get points for the assist. So same thing works with Dalton's shield. Shooting through Dalton's shield not only gives you points for the kills, but Dalton will be just racking up points for all the assists that he's getting. So he's definitely getting a benefit by helping his teammates out.
And that's something we designed very much on purpose, is to eliminate the concept of kill stealing. The more you actually help out your friends to eviscerate people, the better it is for everyone. Sneak among these guys.
So the
She also has her shotgun.
Right.
One of my favorite abilities is her ability to cloak and then walk up and shotgun people at close range.
So you can see another side effect of the warp rifle is if they're already painted up with antimatter, regular weapons can set off the black holes as well. So that means that you can set up your teammates. They can switch to they can shoot and get kills that also set off these warp pings. And again, you're getting assist points for all of this happening.
So just like massive chains of black holes.
Yeah, I think you can chain across whole battlefields, and it really is fun to set them up. You get pretty excited when you see one that's kind of set up. So that's one of the fun things about the co-op nature of it is, seeing your friends and seeing the other heroes set you up, and then being able to kind of like knock it down. Whether that's Izzy crystallizing guys up out of cover, Dalton putting his shield down, Nye setting guys up for warp kills.
Environmental effects of black holes are. So obviously you can get in turrets as well.
Yes.
Also change of pace. Or get rocketed out of turrets as well.
Yes. Dalton, of course, has the mag shield that protects him.
Right, which seems pretty necessary right now.
Yeah, and it's not just a shield, but it's basically a mega shotgun.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so as you get up close, you'll light up guys that are within range of you, and you can send out a blast that just eviscerates everybody in range. And the secondary ability is to drop a stationary shield, so you can have two shields out at once, as you can see. And so you can use that to, basically drop a shield and then snipe from it, or you can kind of get in close with the actual attached mag shield and just look to wipe out chunks of guys at once.
Nice.
And chunks of guys is what you get with the mag shields.
Turn chunks of guys into chunks of guys.
One of my favorite things to do is actually to have Izzy crystallize like 4 or 5 guys and just strut up as Dalton and blast them all away.
Yeah.
Very heavy door here.
A little bit of teamwork.
Check that terminal. See if it gives us a way out of here.
Some stories, so we'll quiet down.
We're down here, in the main brig. There's a train that should take us to the next building. I see labs, escape pods. What is this? It's generating a massive amount of heat. It's a fuse reactor. How were they able to build this so quickly?
I guess
I'm
these
ready for
people
those
been
things to
feeding
actually
intel for
exist.
months. Sync everything to our PDAs.
Holographic
Taking that
readouts?
reactor
Yes.
out.
Dalton Brooks. I was surprised they sent you down there. Maylin has been very angry since you left. The woman
And your cat would be
feels
walking through it all the time.
She feels betrayed. I'm the one who
Great
got
video.
shot.
That business at the Black Key Hotel was unfortunate. But tell me, would it make a difference if she was ordered to kill you, or if she volunteered?
Not to me.
I think you're lying. Let's see if I'm right.
So that was Ivan Slavenko. He's running the facility down here, and as he kind of mentioned, Dalton is an ex-member of Raven, so he kind of knows all the people involved and has a bit of a history with them, and has defected to the Overstrike team some time ago, but still definitely is engaged with them and knows them, and they kind of know him as well. So,
And especially knows that someone like Ivan Slavenko is particularly dangerous.
yeah.
Just a wee bit crazy.
Oh,
And that is a lead foot. It is a Raven heavy artillery mech.
okay.
So these are kind of our mini bosses. There's a couple different varieties of this guy, and they all have different weapons. And this, this particular guy has the ability to fire out little mini turrets that'll try and shoot you in the side.
Yep.
He uses
And he
big
can
guns.
also
And
teleport.
he
Okay, so he can tell. So, boom. Oh, what was that then?
That was one of his mini turrets. By the way, the fuse cell on his back is a weak spot, perfect for teamwork and flanking.
So he can warp around. Like, so in dire situations, he will.
Yeah, so, we wanted to break the mold of, your typical heavy guy with a gun that just stands there and fires a rain of bullets at you, and so we wanted something that engages the entire team, and also...
Especially when you have 4 guns, especially 4 very deadly guns, firing at him from all sides.
Right.
He needs to be able to
Mobility.
get her... Exactly.
And I assume he's using the same warp technology as Naya's.
He's using definitely fuse technology to achieve what he's doing. So he starts to use fuse, and the enemies start to use fuse. As you progress through the game, the enemies use it more and more and more. And so not only are you upgrading, but you have to upgrade just to keep up with the technology that the enemies are acquiring throughout the course of the game, and you have to be confronted with and handled.
Right. And how was Izzy just able to fully crystallize?
That is her shatter gun. You haven't seen that yet,
Okay.
but combining black melanite with fuse has created kind of a machine gun that launches jagged shards of melanite that if you load up enough into somebody, they will actually crystallize.
Okay.
And in a heavy enemy such as this, it will actually just immobilize him. Human enemies, it makes them brittle and easily smashed into tiny pieces.
What a way to go.
Now, Izzy's not just about killing people. She also can heal. She's the group's healer.
All right.
We'll see if somebody gets down, but I can throw a healing beacon.
When she crystallizes lower enemies, they also lift up, correct?
Yeah, so one of the big things with her is not only does it freeze them, but it lifts them up out of cover and makes them easy targets.
Okay. So really, she's almost a support type character.
Yeah, she's
deadly
got,
support.
Yeah, she's got crowd control, but at the same time, she gets to have fun too. It's not just root and let somebody else do the work. She gets to follow through as well, or she can just, stun everybody and let the other characters knock them down while she's racking up assist points.
Okay.
So here she's picked up the behemoth, one of the.
Not a healer in this situation.
Yeah, not a healer in this situation.
Right.
You'll see Dalton's pushing forward on the snipers with his mag shield, and I can get behind him.
Yeah, so one of the big things we've done, we spent a lot of time on the hero bots and recognize that, you got to have good AI if you're going to have a team game. So your allies have to know what they're doing. And one of the things that we've really worked on in this is making sure that, your hero bots use their weapons and use them effectively. And so you'll see, situations like this with Dalton as a bot pushing forward. You'll always see, getting Naya setting up warp chains for you, Izzy throwing heal crystals at you. So, it's really about them using it effectively so that just because you're down a player doesn't mean, you're at a severe disadvantage.
And once again, everyone's Xenotech sort of gives them a strength in a particular class. But based on the way that you use our upgrade tree, and also the fact that everything but the Xenotech can actually be swapped out, you can kind of customize your playstyle to however you want to play it.
Right. Okay.
So, Dalton is the tank, but if you want to give him more long-range capabilities, you can actually use the sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Which is actually really useful through the mag shield.
Yeah, combining his fuse ability of dropping a mag shield with a sniper rifle is a really effective alternate tactic to just pushing forward.
And you probably just noticed me actually leaping between characters. That's when we can actually pull up the list of available players and actually swap between them.
Okay.
And actually start playing as them.
That's great. That's a really nice feature for people that maybe are playing with two friends or alone or anything like that.
Yeah, it really gives you more strategic options, particularly in lower player count games. You can, if you want to play the tank in a particular situation, then you can jump to Dalton. If you realize you want to be more of a sniper, you can switch to Jacob and use the arc shot. In addition, if you run out of ammo on one of your Xenotech weapons, you can switch to another character and use theirs.
Yeah.
And
there I just dropped a shield as Dalton and swap to Jacob.
Right.
And so, at the same time, if you play one character primarily and kind of get used to them and want to jump to somebody else, they are earning XP at a slower rate than the character you're playing, but they're still earning it. So they're not going to be completely way behind. So you'll have a few, if you haven't played them in a while, there's a good chance they're going to have a few points for you to spend so that you can kind of upgrade them, keep them up so that you're still effective.
Awesome. So almost the elite feature is kind of like a body possession weapon.
A little bit, yes.
There you go, Resistance fan and Ratchet fan. There's your weapon wheel.
Yeah, the fewer players you have, the more strategic options you as a player have in terms of guns. You can do the leap, and the more players you have, the more strategic options you have in terms of working with your friends in a more coordinated fashion.
Exactly.
So another thing you can see here is that Mark has been shooting our fuse barrels, which are kind of our take on regular old exploding barrels, that when you blow them up, instead of just exploding, they explode and fire out these bouncing explosion balls that can deal damage and seek out enemies.
How many different special guns do you have?
Well, each character has their own gun, so that's your 4 primary weapons. Each character has their own ability, so that's another 4 things.
Right.
And then we've got, another handful of standard firearms, which fill those archetype roles and let you do things that you kind of know and love in other shooters, as well as upgrades to regular grenades. And then you've got your fuse grenades, which send out, tendrils and attack guys from across the room, which are just a really fun upgrade to your grenades. As well as, you've got the occasional heavy weapon that you run into after you kill one of these guys and can pick up and just kind of go to town on entire squads of guys. So you're going to be, not just with the single fuse weapons that you're going to be able to switch between the characters and experience all of those, but at the same time you've got a lot of other weapons that fill a lot of other roles and things to play with. So you shouldn't be getting bored from a weapon standpoint.
Thank you for that question. Keep on asking questions, guys. We'll do a full QA session after we're done with the demo, but
You want me to shoot or you
throw
want
in
me to stop
the
pulling a
occasional
fucking
one right
mouth?
now. For those of you playing at home, those fused canister balls might look similar to something in Resistance 1.
Yeah, they were a little inspired by those, and then we kind of...
Well, those are amazing, so I'm very happy that those were inspired.
Yeah, it's all about just kind of having fun, and that's one of the things that happens is just that kind of emergent nature of all the combat.
Right, yeah, for sure. And it definitely has that Insomniac DNA.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people...
Isabel, Fuse has shown you who you really are.
Warden in intensive care. Doctors aren't sure I'll last the night.
Bastard shouldn't have put his hands on me then.
Broken little shit, you know that? We're never getting out of here.
So what happened there is he's kind of getting... Slavenko has been injecting himself with fuse, which is giving him the ability to kind of get into the minds and get into the heads of the heroes, and so he flashes back and kind of to times in their past and kind of taunts them with it, and just really tries to interact with the heroes and kind of mess with them and just play with them and convince them that maybe they're not on the right mission. So
and it plays to one of the strengths of making a 4-player game, because we actually have asymmetrical viewpoints, so we can have Izzy flashing back to her backstory while the agents are doing something else.
right. So
So
I think
is
that's
that
as far
it?
that's as far as we're going to go for the demo.
All right.
On.
Awesome.